Welcome to the CEO Crowd Show. I'm your host and coach, Rebecca Nesbitt, and today we're talking about the messy middle. Picture the scene. You want to stop scrolling on your phone. You are aware that you want to stop scrolling on your phone while you are scrolling, and you haven't yet stopped scrolling. This is the moment that we're talking about today. I don't think that we have enough examples out there of when you are trying to learn a new skill or behavior and change an old behavior, this messiness that we get stuck in, we don't talk about it. It's almost like in the scrolling example, and I use that because so many female entrepreneurs, so many of my one-to-one clients currently, my past one-to-one clients have this pressure of I know what is right, and right is deemed by them. I know what is right, and I'm doing something wrong. And again, wrong is deemed by them. So if you don't think scrolling is a problem, keep scrolling. Like, I've no beef with anyone who wants to live their life the way they want to live their life. But if this is a challenge for you, as it is with many of the women that I've come into contact with, I believe many of the women that will listen to this show, if you're the person that consciously knows and in the moment is making a decision against what they actually want, then this is the conversation to listen to. Because, like I said, we don't talk about this messiness enough. So, I'm going to share a story from yesterday. If you know me, you will know that I am a big fan of the batch create. Oh my lord, I love to do everything in order. I love to be organized. It's just how I know my brain works and also my nervous system reacts best. I feel so good when I am planful. And especially if I have big things coming up, I like to make sure that all of the other things that I do, like this show, like our emails, are ready to go. And that I've spent some time with them and that I've been really mindful and I've created out of a place of not stress and fear, out of a place of genuine creation and joy and love for what I do. So sometimes I will script a little bit, sometimes I will not script at all. I am very much in the boat of whatever my nervous system needs that day, I will do. And yesterday was actually not meant to be a podcast recording day. I got a little bit ahead of myself and thought, it's today. Today's the day. I'm going to do it. And I had recorded 3 of the podcasts, or shows, should we say shows, because this also goes on YouTube. And I had one left. And I was sitting on the ground waiting for inspiration to strike. I don't know if you've ever been there, but I'm sitting on the ground. I've got a crystal on my forehead, like praying to my third eye for some intuition of what I could say that would be profound for this last episode I was recording. And I was getting nowhere, nowhere. And I'd sat there for a few minutes. I should have probably sat there for longer, but I sat there for a few minutes and then I looked down. The crystal obviously falls off my head, just in case you wondered. And I saw I have an oracle deck. And the oracle deck is the Rose Oracle by Rebecca Campbell. By the way, if you're into all this spiritual stuff, like shameless plug, we have started the CEO Coven over here at the CEO Crowd. If you're into like moon circles and crystals and interweaving that with your business, because I know that as an entrepreneur, I'm always thinking about my business. So even when I get spiritual guidance, I'm always thinking about how do I get this out and help people with it. Then please do check the link in the show notes for the CEO Coven. We'd love to see you there. It's totally free. It's a lot of fun. And of course, there will be networking because it is a CEO Crowd product. Back to what we're talking about. So I've got my Oracle deck and I'm like, maybe there's something in the cards. Maybe there's something in the cards for me. So I shuffle and I'm like, what is this meant to be about? What is this conversation meant to be? And I pull a card and it is the Fertile Void card. I don't have it with me because this was yesterday. I could source it for you, but some people aren't even watching, they're listening. So essentially the picture is this gold seed. and it is the process of this seed growing, and it's essentially birth, growth, death, rebirth. And it's beautiful. The card, oh my gosh, Rebecca Campbell's cards are some of the most stunning I've ever seen. If you've ever seen them, holler, like they are beautiful. I was looking at this card and I was seeking guidance from first of all the picture, and then obviously you go into the little book. And what does the book tell you, you know? And it was so interesting because the book said rest is not a lack of growth. And a few podcast episodes ago, I had recorded hustle culture conditioning and how it pops up. And it doesn't just pop up on social media or in conversations with other people. A lot of the time, it pops up within ourselves. So I thought, oh, this is the message. So I recorded a whole podcast about it, or a whole episode about it. And I sat down at my desk and I pulled it onto my desktop and I labeled it as Rest is Not a Lack of Growth Pod. And then I relabeled it with the words, I hate this podcast. And not that I dislike what I do, it was that particular podcast, that particular episode. I just thought, I don't like this. And I deleted it because I had missed the whole point of what I was getting from spiritual guidance. Is that I was given an opportunity, just like if you're scrolling on your phone and you become aware, I was given an opportunity that said, pretty much, and I'm going to cuss, so if you've got littles, pause this. It pretty much said, rest is not a lack of growth. Take a fucking break. Break down all of this setup. We have ring lights and the laptop is on books and there's a whole microphone situation, headset situation. Everything gets a little shifted around so that we can have like a cuter backdrop so that you can like see the altar. And oh my Lord, I missed the whole point. And I just remember yesterday thinking, if I delete this, oh, I'm going to have to pull everything out tomorrow morning and I'm going to have to think of something else to say. And it was like all shades of drama that it actually is not. This morning, I woke up with such a great freaking mindset because I realized, oh, I was given an opportunity and I went against my intuition. I need to listen to that. That's how it becomes wisdom. So your intuition can be calling you all the time and you're not listening, and it's frustrating. And it will frustrate you until the point that you stop and that you listen. And after I had deleted that podcast yesterday, I got up out of my chair and I left my office, 17 messages still to respond to later in the day than usual. But I was like, I haven't got to all of this stuff. And it was the hustle culture of, first of all, hustle culture conditioning, do all of the things, don't have people wait to get back to them. Oh, dear Lord. And also, there was a part of me that was just so connected to an identity of I have to be the person that does all of the things and does things in this way. And this has been something that's been coming up a lot, and I think comes up a lot when you're in that messy middle, is the rules that we place on ourselves. We place so many rules on ourselves, and we don't think that they are flexible when they absolutely are. And I do believe that that is what rest calls us to do. It calls us to be more flexible and realize and recognize that that's not a lack of growth was definitely the message that I got. And I wonder what that could be for you. I wonder in those moments where you're scrolling or you're feeling like you have to do something and you just like really don't want to, and you're forcing it, and your intuition is telling you, just stop, and you don't. Or it's telling you, to get up and go to the gym because you promised yourself to go to the gym, or you promised you would do that contacting day, you didn't do it. and it makes it mean something about yourself, which then the mind, the brain will always revert backwards, then makes all of the old behaviors okay, and there is no growth because actually you're just beating yourself up for the middle. What if, my dear friend, we stopped demonizing the middle where we get it wrong, because again, where we fuck up? What if we were okay with that part of ourselves? What if we chose not to beat ourselves up for that part of ourselves that's fucking trying really hard to do something you've never done before, or you've rarely done before, or you've not done for a long time? Because the beating yourself up, it just allows the brain to go backwards. You will always fall backwards. And then you'll beat yourself up more. And then you have to claw and strive for this growth again, when actually we could just take a little bit rest. We could just listen a little bit. We could, even if it takes an hour, 2 hours, we can still always make a new decision. So this conversation is to give you so much permission and grace and gentleness in the middle when it's messy, when it feels hard, when you feel like you just didn't make the choices you wanted to make that day. And it gives you permission to just get up and go again. Get up and go again. And it's something that I have said for years in my coaching is, how quickly do you want to get back up? Do you want to stay down? Do you want to keep thinking the thoughts that keep you down? Do you want to keep beating yourself up? Do you want to keep being unkind to yourself? Do you want to keep reading the same fucking books that tell you the same fucking thing and then not do it? Or do you want to just get back up and go again? And that is a choice that we can all make at any point. So I feel really grateful that I deleted that last conversation, because I feel like this is much more profound because I rested on it. And within these points of rest for me, and that doesn't always just mean like go to sleep. It can mean go out for the walk. It can mean the meditation. It can mean speak to your partner or your friends or your family. It can mean whatever rest is to you, because rest is completely subjective. Some people find, oh my gosh, for me, I love listening to loud music. Oh my gosh, loud music and just like lying on my bed is so enjoyable for me. Now, you might not be listening to Taylor Swift. You might be listening to like Metallica, and I love that for you. I'm listening to T Swift. And it's just so restful for me because it just fills my soul. If we allow ourselves to do that, then greatness comes out of it. And trust me, this conversation is so much better than the other one I recorded that is now lost in the ether and will be someone else's insights and conversation. I feel like when we have creative inspiration, and we get rid of it, then we release it back and someone else will pick it up. So I hope that it's profound for someone else. But please, I am asking you not to beat yourself up in this middle, because it just pushes you further back and you've done too much work. You've worked too hard and it's going to be messy. And maybe for 6 months, you'll be coasting, it'll be wonderful, and then you'll have a little slip up. How quickly are you going to get back up after the slip up and go again? And go again, not with like this, go again, hard hitting mentality. Go again with gentleness and with so much love in your heart and so much honoring of yourself. And as the sovereign and independent woman that you are and CEO that you are, with that mindset, go again. As always, I hope this was helpful for you. If you're looking for a group of people that are genuinely doing this work and have conversations like this all the time, this is why we have changed the style of our networking so that we have networking meets coffee chat, so you can really get to know the people in the room when we do our networking events. So we invite you to come along to 3 for free. If you would like the link to that, then it is in the description. And of course, if you have any questions, DM me at the CEO Crowd. If you are on YouTube, then please like drop a comment. If you are on anywhere, please subscribe so that you get updates when we upload these, and you have no idea how much that helps. I hear. They tell me this, they tell me to say it. So here we are because every big podcaster says it. So if it's good enough for them, it's good enough for us. And please do rate if you can. So in the meantime, before we meet again, I'll be over here probably resting and believing in you.